Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of On the Paint Table. This is my weekly show where you see what I got done, what I'm working on, and what is coming up. So this week I finished the first of my solo recording wargaming projects, which was the Elder Scrolls Call to Arms. I'm super stoked about it. I've kind of been back pocketing solo stuff. I do this a lot so that when I don't have guests for a week, or you know, it's a bit like slower for recording and stuff like that, I have stuff I can unpack and paint and build and keep me busy, fill the schedule and stuff. And so luckily I have a whole bunch of projects that I can work on in the next couple months to fill the schedule and keep me busy and keep you guys watching stuff. So Elder Scrolls Call to Arms, you've seen the GMG review today, so that should have gone up an hour ago. And yes, if I'm good at scheduling, I mean, yes. And it'll be up here in the cards if you want to check it out. And it is basically unpacking what the game is and how it works and sort of how it's similar to the Fallout Wasteland Warfare game. And then on Monday you'll get to see a Let's Play where you get to see stuff in action, and I break out the Bleak Falls Barrow, sort of like a miniature starter set, and I played the Escape from Helgen mini campaign. That is your introduction to the game in the box. So I finished painting everything for that this week. On top of that, a couple more models, because I'm going to be doing the Delve, which is the full 3-game series of Bleak Fall Barrows, which is, again, in the starter set, and you'll be able to follow that along starting not Monday, because Monday's a Let's Play, 2 Mondays from now, and it'll be 3 episodes going forward. And then I've started unpacking some stuff to record some more Fallout Wasteland Warfare, which is on Fridays. It'll be Mondays for the Elder Scrolls stuff because it's Fantasy Day, and then Fridays for the sci-fi stuff, sci-fi skirmish stuff. And I've got like a little mini campaign in my head. I think I'm gonna write my own. I'm just gonna write my own. I'll post it up online for my patrons and stuff, and you can follow along if you want. But the idea is using the Fallout Wasteland Warfare RPG rules. You create a character, whoever your survivor is, they make friends and they go through and have an adventure, and there's gonna be like a little I think a narrative plot line of at least 3 or 4 games, probably branching depending on what things happen, and I'll write some scenarios and go through that, and I'll start recording that next week. I've also got some stuff to paint up left over from the Elder Scrolls that I want to get done, which is the Imperial Faction starter set and the Stormcloak starter set, so I have all that stuff painted, and I'm just really enjoying painting fantasy miniatures because I like alternating, like fantasy, sci-fi, fantasy, sci-fi. I was doing my Warriors of Chaos and this Elder Scrolls stuff, and I'm going to jump into some sci-fi stuff for a bit. I'm also going to work on my Sisters of Battle kill team, which I'm stoked for, which will jump me into a Sisters of Battle like force to go with my like ever-expanding Imperial collection of like, you know, Knights and Custodians and Space Marines and Death Watch and whatever. my Imperial army. I think that if you play 40k long enough, you end up with like not so much like individual armies, but a collection. If you do it the way that I do it, and you're more of a collector than a sort of like meta chasing wargamer. And so the Sisters are something I've had. I built my first Sister Battle army in 1997 from the old original metal army deal. They came with a little shrine, my old codex, my John Blanche cover 97 codex that I saw. When did I see it for the first time? I think Jervis brought it to the 1997 Grand Tournament in Toronto at Victoria College. Yeah, because he was there. It was him, and then like everyone who played in that tournament ended up working for Games Workshop, which is really funny because there was like probably 50 of us, and I think there's like, it's like somebody found the record from that tournament. It was like a list of people that work for Games Workshop Canada for the next like 20 years. But yeah, I've got my star set for the plastics that I've put together. They're all built now, and then I gotta pick up order. I did order the Ebon Chalice. No, Argent Shroud was my first one. Yeah, Argent Shroud was my first one. I don't know what I want to do, so I might leave it for you guys in the comments talk about that. But anyway, let's take a look at what I got done and what's coming up. So here's my painted pile for this week. I finished up 10 models. The Bleak Falls Barrow starter set for Elder Scrolls, and then a couple extra heroes, which is an Imperial Mage, like a battle mage. And I think his name's, oh geez, what's his name? The box is over here. His name is Rayloff, that's right. I was gonna say him Ranulf. I don't know, an appropriately Viking name. One of the Stormcloak archers. And these were just built with regular polystyrene cement. They're regular HIPS plastic, like GW style plastic. Instructions are nice and clear. And yeah, base coated. They're all base coated like a muddy brown. It was like dried bark. And then given various just like dry brushes and then washes afterwards to kind of make the skin look like in the video game. So these are Drogear, just like soldiers basically with great swords, the glowy eye zombie Vikings that you find in basically at the beginning of the whole of Skyrim. Drogear Overlord, who's like their boss man. He's wearing some armor, and then just some skeleton archers. Every time I look at these miniatures, I hear the weird creaking bone noise that these things make when you know one's around. It's like I can't make the noise, but if you've played Skyrim, you know of the creaking skeleton noise where their bones rattle. And these set models come in the starter set with the Dragonborn. We also paint up. You get your female Dragonborn. There's a resin special edition Dragonborn for the launch of the game that you can get, which is the male character. And so they put the female character in the box set, which I think is really cool because depending on who you are, you can play this whoever you want. And she's got a cool like banded shield and then steel sword and this sort of light leather armor, studded leather armor. Really nice mini. And then these two coming in the two starter sets. So this one comes in the Empire starter set. You get a Battle Mage, hucking fireballs, doing Hadoukens, and then Rayloff, who's your sort of like ranger, and they make great companions. These guys are about the right septum cost, where one of them can accompany the Dragonborn in every adventure, and I can have, you know, basically different like little hard swords throughout my little 3-game campaign that'll follow me around. We can try the magic rules, have like a range buddy and all that stuff, and you got like your little questing companion just like in the video game to go and do stuff with you. So if you watch the review today, again, I'll just link the rules in the video description because they're free. You can go to the website and download the rulebooks and check out the rules if you want. And yeah, I had a lot of fun painting these. Just classic fantasy figures, like just as an addition to my, you know, generic fantasy box collection. These are all fantastic. You've got some undead, you got some Viking types, hero types, mage types. Like, it's just a great collection of minis. And so here's more coming up stuff. I painted or built and primed up. You can see the Dryad Bark, like just base coat on all these guys. The two characters, the hero guys, who can be your leaders in these faction starters. So yeah, I wasn't gonna try and guess that name. Earzarald, the Thrice Pierce, the Stormcloak Commander, which is this guy right here, with his like cloaks and his big hand axe and stuff and his punchy hands. And then you got Hadvar, the hero of Helgen, who's actually a Nord, but he's part of the Empire in his like Imperial heavy armor and shield and stuff. And he's more of a charismatic brawler. And then I haven't built the soldiers and the Stormcloak soldiers yet, the Imperial and Stormcloak soldiers, because they can actually be adversaries. So when I go through and do the mini campaign that comes in the starter set, there's also procedurally generated campaigns, and what I'll probably do is based on the results of that campaign and like who's with me at the end, like companion wise, I'll decide who the bad guys are in the next one, and I'll have the Dragonborn like go on an adventure against, you know, you pick your side. Do you fight the Stormcloaks or the Empire? Like, which one's who are you gonna side with? And then on top of having these as a pool of adversaries, then all of the basic dudes in here plus the heroes will become adversaries in the Cult Arms game. So like, it's cool when you do a delve, any of this stuff can be bad guys, any of this stuff can be good guys. It's just like in the video game, basically whoever you want to use as your protagonists and antagonists, you can just choose. And here's what I'm painting up for my Fallout mini campaign I'm going to be writing. I want to do some more settlers, so I got 2 settlers to paint up here. I've got my Soul Survivor, or my Lone Survivor rather. And you gotta have Preston Garvey. He's like the only Minuteman mini I haven't painted yet. And I mean, who's going to give you quests if not Preston Garvey? I'll probably not even use him in the game. I just want him around to be like the guy that like talks and is like, oh yeah, you must go here and do this. There's a village under attack. Like whatever it is. I couldn't even consider doing a Fallout campaign without at least having Preston Garvey around to like give me marching orders. I've also got some 3D printed casks and stuff, which are pretty cool. There's a lot of like neat things you can do right now with 3D printing in Fallout. They're selling STLs and you can do like scenery and terrain. And a suit of power armor. I have a second suit of power armor for my second Sarah set I wanted to paint up just to like have like my own custom power armor set for if I find power armor throughout the course of the game. And then I got some Institute, just like synths. I want to paint up as bad guys because synths make great bad guys. They're basically zombies, right? They're ghouls, but they're like high-tech ghouls, and they fit the weight, like the Commonwealth wasteland really well. And I found my junk minis. So these aren't Fallout minis, but they fit the universe really well. This is like from a short-lived series of models called Junk by the guys who made, what was that World War II Space Hulk game called? I have a bunch of it. I have like a whole bunch of it. And eventually it got wrapped into Secrets of the Third Reich. What was it called? I can't remember now. It's like completely escaping me. But it was basically like diesel-powered Terminators fighting like Nazi zombies in like the underground of some like weird lab. And it was a great game. Oh shoot, what's it called? It's escaping me. But these were done by the same company that did that game. And then someone bought the rights to it, and then nothing happened. So I don't ever know what happened. I bought 2 boxes, and I have a second box. These guys sealed still, and they're just these awesome like World War robot style dudes. And I love the leader because he also comes with a little boonie cap. And I haven't decided if I want to put the boonie cap on him yet, but like, look at how awesome that is. Maybe a robot wearing a boonie cap when it's all said and done. And you get like 2 assault rifle guys, a sergeant with an assault rifle, a shotgun dude, and an RPG. And they're just these awesome like weird war robot minis that I want to paint up. And I don't know how they're going to fit in the campaign, but it's a cool excuse to paint something. And I mean, that's that's where I'm at right now. It's do what you feel time. Like, I'm just gonna do what I think is fun and exciting and write some rules around it. And then I got my battle sisters here. So this is all stuff that can work in kill teams. So I'm gonna start with it. 10-man squad of sisters, some arcoflagellants, and a unit of Repentia. And yeah, I got them out and unboxed them because, like, the problem is when I work on a project and I put it in a box and it just goes into, like, the piles of stuff in the studio, I forget about it and I'm like, nah, I won't do anything with this. But if I ever unbox something and then, like, bring it home or stick it in a box where I can see it, I'll start tinkering with it. And I've really wanted to paint these guys for a while because I love painting battle sisters. They were one of my early armies in the 90s, at like the end of 2nd edition, and these are so nice. But I'm just stuck on I don't know what I want to do as far as the order that they have and what I want to paint. So give me some ideas in the comments. I need to wrap my brain about it. But don't just say, like, don't just shout a name. Like, give me a reason why. Like, why I should paint them that way and what's cool about them, what you like about them, because yeah, I need inspiration. I need you to hit me up with some inspiration. And then back here is my last couple minis for my enforcers for Necromunda, because obviously Chris and I are on hiatus right now for Necromunda, which is okay because it's almost downtime. It is downtime actually in the schedule. I think he's got one going up and then it's downtime, which means we're on week 4 of 7 for the campaign, and I got my last couple enforcers to paint, and that means that we're just waiting for social distance for stuff to cool off, basically, so that, you know, we're being safe and we're taking care of our families. So we're not filming anything in between now, and we're both doing solo content. But that's no excuse for me not to keep up on my warband and make sure I got everything painted for when we do go back together and play some games. So my last of my, I paint the last of my Palanite subjugators, and then I really want to paint this guy because I found him and he's so awesome. He's an old rogue trader dude. And he actually gives me ideas because I'm like, I could do some Throwback Thursday Rogue Trader content, and I could just GM myself and do, like, the AI rolls for bad guys and have, like, a bunch of Imperial adventurers fight dinosaurs or something. Like, I look at this mini and I get all kinds of crazy Throwback Thursday ideas, because who doesn't love Rogue Trader and who doesn't love the crazy things you can do with Rogue Trader, and just make up some simple AI rolls for it. It'd be super fun. Maybe I'll do that. I'm getting ideas. So you have another on the paint table done on the books, another 10 models painted. Someone had been keeping track of how many I painted this year, and they said I was last week at 1127, which is a Hobbit way of saying 117. So I guess that puts me at 127 for the year so far, beginning of April. It's not too bad. That's not, like, terrible. January, February, March. It's like a quarter of the way in the year. It's put me in, like, the 600 range-ish probably at the end of the month. We'll see how I do. We'll see how I do. If I crank out a whole bunch of stuff in the next little while, I might catch up a little bit. But I think it's gonna be an interesting year because there's so much going on. You know, the world is exploding. So focusing on things that make me happy and things that I can do solo is kind of like the norm right now. And I hope everybody out there's being safe and working on projects and keeping sane, and that these videos are still making you happy and, you know, feel like you're connected to the hobby. I'm actually kind of excited to do some solo stuff and just, like, let my imagination roam around. And I'm trying to be positive about, like, using that energy and putting it into something fun. You might have also seen a teaser this week up on my website or on my Facebook page for something called Blaster, which is a really exciting project. And today, actually, if you're watching this video, I will be part of Paint All the Minis convention. It's the first online convention being run by Paint All the Minis by Dan Adam. And I'll answer some questions about what that is. Probably vaguely and ramblingly and not very well. But yeah, if you want my, like, what's my 5-word description of it? It's gonna be more than 5 words. 7 words? It's the Wu-Tang Clan of gaming. I think that's what we're gonna be doing. So yeah. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this. We'll see you next week for more On the Paint Table. Check out my review of Elder Scrolls Call to Arms, and I'll hopefully see you today at some point at Paint All the Minis Con, which is our first online Discord convention where you can hang out. I'll be in Entrepreneur's Alley, hosted by Dave Taylor, hanging out with Joe McCullough and everybody. Actually, everybody from Blaster I think is going to be there for the most part. So we'll see you then. Until next time, I'm Ash. Happy gaming. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to support the channel, of course, like and subscribe and hit the little bell below so you get notifications when I post future content. I do post stuff 7 days a week. If you want to support the channel further, you can, of course, buy a t-shirt through Spreadshirts, buy a measuring gauge or objective markers from Death Ray Designs, or, of course, most importantly, there is Patreon. Patreon is what makes all this possible, keeps the lights on, pays for the studio costs, pays for the equipment, model costs, and everything else, and most importantly, puts food in my kids' bellies and a roof over their heads. Big thanks to everyone, past, future, who supported me. I do this stuff because of you guys, and of course, I will continue doing it as long as I can.